Good morning, friends, and welcome to After GMS. We just went live here on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page, as we do every weekday morning at 7:45. I'm Megan Maleros alongside Terrain Kirksey, Ed Matthews, and Stacey Spivey.
Yeah, but before we get to all of our social conversations and our headlines, we want to take a look at the forecast, because I know if you've stepped outside, you were in for a shock this morning.
That's for sure. You had to, check the calendar and make sure that you were in the right place and time in the universe, right? Because it certainly does not feel like May out there. Take a look at our low temperatures this morning. We started out the morning in the 30s and low 40s, down to freezing in Reidsville, 41 Winston-Salem, down to 43 in Greensboro, down to 38 in Asheboro. But we'll see improvement. Take a look at the 7-day forecast here. We're looking better through the day. We'll see a nice amount of sunshine most of the day, highs in the upper 60s, maybe a few clouds bubbling up this afternoon as a weak disturbance moves through. Could squeeze out an isolated shower. Looks like if that happens, it'll probably be in the foothills and especially in the mountains. And then as we go through the weekend, Saturday, beautiful, highs back in the mid-70s. Sunday, increasing cloud cover and an increasing chance of rain late in the day on into the evening. But let's focus on the temperatures for now. We're back in the upper 70s to low 80s by the middle of next week.
Okay, let's get to our first talker this morning. Gas supply shortages still the big talker. Full operation of the Colonial Pipeline is up and running, but there's still many gas stations without fuel. So we want to know, are you still seeing long lines this morning, or did you see them last night? Maybe everything is running smoothly where you live. You can chime in on the conversation in our Facebook comments. I haven't noticed anything major. Thankfully, have a full gas tank. I went to go fill up, I believe it was Sunday or Monday, because I actually needed gas. I was running very low, so thankful that I'm not dealing with that issue. But and my husband also said that when he was driving home from work last night around 5:30, 6 o'clock, he didn't see any long lines where he lives, but I know people have seen them all across the Triad.
Yeah, we know as of this morning, 74% of North Carolina gas stations are without fuel. We've heard from Colonial. We know they are trucking millions of gallons in across to these Colonial terminals along the southeast, including here in Greensboro. So we have the supply. It's just the demand is still outpacing that supply distribution, as we've been saying. But hopefully now that the pipeline is back up and running within a few days, maybe by the weekend, we will start to see some signs that, okay, this is all calming down and it's going to be all right. The prices, on the other hand, I don't know, we can only hope that they'll go back down to what we consider normal and fair. But as far as me, I drove to work today with a gas truck in front of me just by chance. Followed it for a few miles and I was cheering silently to myself in my car. I've never felt so excited to see a gas truck before. I certainly will never take gas trucks for granted ever again. I'm so thankful for the people who drive those. We know there's an ongoing trucker shortage right now with the pandemic and everything else that's going on. So really a great resource, and we can't thank them enough for their hard work.
Oh yeah, they're working hard. I mean, my commute into work on the interstate, you see just these gas trucks all over the place now. So I'm sure they're definitely working as hard as they can to get the gasoline from the terminals where they're housing the gas, the big terminals that the gas companies have, to the gas stations. So the gas is on the way. The point is, though, if you don't need to fill up your tank, if you have a half a tank and you don't use that much gas on a week-to-week basis, there's no need to go and try to fill it up right now. So just be okay, be easy, it'll be okay. And I have noticed that at least in a lot of the places I drive by, I don't see the demand as crazy as it was earlier on in the week. And there were just lines everywhere and all this other, ridiculousness. So, I think that we're turning the corner. And, we were talking earlier, it's like at this point, everyone has a full tank. So,
exactly. Everybody's already filled up. Before this panic buying started, I was on my way to work and I just happened to look down. It's like, ooh, I got a quarter of a tank of gas. And so I decided to stop in at the place that I usually get gas on the way to work. At that time it was $2.77, and then when I drove home from work it was nearly $3. So it had gone up rather quickly. So I have stayed away from the lines, but we strange people that work so early in the morning, I've been conserving my gas. When I went home yesterday, I stayed at home and Didn't take Rio to the park or anything like that. Of course, the weather was horrible. But I've been kind of conserving gas over the past few days. So I haven't seen any long lines when I come to work. I know that there's a great stops up here on Summit, and not a single car there. You know, of course, that's 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you go. I'm staying away from those lines, but I've seen some incredible video of these long lines, and these people have got to be running out of gas, waiting for gas.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Isn't that the truth? Stacy, I noticed at least one viewer on our feed is sitting on empty.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, before I get that, I wanted to mention something I mentioned in the Good Morning Show, is the fact that prices were already going up before this all happened because of the pandemic. And I want to read you something that I think is really interesting. This is all according to AAA. So the current average for gas right now in North Carolina is $2.85. Yesterday it was $2.78. A month ago, $2.63, and then get this, y'all. 1 year ago, it was $1.69. So you can see how it's just progressively gotten more expensive. So, yeah, a problem that we're probably going to see for a little bit. But asking you on Facebook, you know, what you've seen in your area. Dwayne said they have held quite steady in his area. 289 is the highest he's seen in Stokes County. Jason said 289 is what he's seen as well. For a little while yesterday, places were without gas in Mount Airy. Frank said he's sitting on E. Chelsea said Battleground was dry aside from one gas station yesterday morning who had just gotten a delivery, and she got some at $2.99 a gallon. And Tim Rika said the last time she filled up, it was $2.56. Still can't believe it is that high. I mean, I think about, I think it was back when I first started driving, how gas was so expensive. And I feel like in the past couple of years, it's been, you know, relatively cheap compared to what we've been used to. But so this is definitely a big spike for us.
And remember, there's a difference in price gouging versus reasonable increasing of prices, because the gas stations are also paying more to get the gas. The price per barrel has gone up as well. So if you suspect an instance of price gouging, you can report it to the Attorney General's office, but they're oftentimes going to look at when you bought the gas and when the station bought the gas, and if that price fairly correlates. And our 2 Wants to Know team has done a great job explaining that more eloquently than I can. You can find that on our website, WFMYnews2.com, in the 2 Wants to Know tab.
And we are, of course, continuing to monitor the latest with the Colonial Pipeline and how it's impacting Triad gas prices. And let's go ahead and get to Marissa Tanzino with what we can expect over the next few days.
Well, it's going to be a few days at the very least here before things return to normal. Just to give you an idea of where we're at, the latest update has North Carolina topping the list of gas stations on the East Coast without fuel at about 70%. Not the list you want to be at the top of. So you'll probably notice as you go out today, more plastic bags over gas pumps like this one here behind me. You should still expect limited options as the days go on. Colonial Pipeline says it's working to get things back to normal, and it'll keep delivering gas and fuel in the meantime as safely as possible. We told you yesterday, an economy expert says this could have long-term impacts depending on the longevity of this issue, impacting prices of other goods. Business owners have been bracing for that blow. Golden Walk Chinese restaurant owner Eddie Shi had to raise his prices a few weeks ago because of gas and labor shortages for his suppliers. Now with the pipeline problem, he's expecting to have to do it again.
It's going to cause the distributors to pay more to get stuff in. At the end of the day, it's going to be a domino effect that comes down to the customer ultimately.
So you can see how this shutdown has really just impacted many parts of our economy. Experts are still stressing, do not panic buy and only get as much gas as you need. To track the latest gas outages in our area, you can head over to our website and use the Gas Buddy tracker at WFMYnews2.com.
A great resource. Yes, let's get to our morning headlines. If you're looking to fill up your tank, we do have you covered. Marissa mentioned this on our website, WFMYnews2.com. You'll find a link to this story with the Gas Buddy supply tracker. On it, you can see which stations have gas and which do not. And this version on our app, by the way, is even more detailed. You're able to monitor the changing prices. Again, all of this on our website and app. Children ages 12 to 15, if you haven't heard by now, can get the coronavirus vaccine. The CDC cleared the Pfizer's vaccine for use in children, younger children, and Triad schools are not wasting any time. Starting next week, 4 high schools in Rockingham County will have shots available for students. But because those clinics will be at high schools, students ages 14 and up can get those. We have more information on those clinics and the dates on our website. Novant Health is one group that already started giving shots to a small group of 12 to 15-year-olds yesterday. These were children with relatives who work for Novant Health, and they were first in line. Today, Novant Health is taking walk-ins at the Haynes Mall Clinic in Winston-Salem. It'll be open until 7. Anyone 12 and up who wants a shot can make an appointment online with parental consent. Today in High Point, a big job opportunity in manufacturing. Leggett and Platt Incorporated is hosting a job fair to fill several positions. The event is from 1 to 5 this afternoon on Blandwood Drive. And get this, the company is offering an up to $1,000 sign-on bonus for anyone who fills an open position.
Okay, it's time to get to our next talker this morning. A lot of people already starting to weigh in. Have you stepped outside? The chilly air might have you second guessing what month we're in. The high today is 68 degrees, which brings us to our next conversation. Did you turn the heat on? You can go ahead and sound off in the comments while I'll share some responses that we've already gotten. One viewer says, turned the heat on yesterday and left it on overnight. Ready for some beach weather. Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. And I think we're gonna wait on those comments. Are they pulling up? There they are. Nicole says, let's go to the next one. I think they're a little off, but I'll go ahead and just read them from the screen. Mark says, Piedmont weather, America's variety show. Yeah, I think so. And let's go ahead and go to the next one. Christian Morgan, our meteorologist, tweeting this out. He said, I'm not particularly proud about this, but it's colder in Greensboro right now than it is in Anchorage, Alaska. Okay, this was yesterday afternoon. He said, 49 in Greensboro, feeling like 45, 50 degrees in Alaska there. So wild. And then this was yesterday. Our high temp was 57 degrees just after 12 a.m. Now we're in the 40s. And Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley said all time we've only had 5 May days that have had highs in the 40s. 50s are rare too, averaging only 1 per May. So this is just pretty unusual. My heat came on yesterday afternoon. I got home from work and after running a few errands when that rain had moved in, which really drastically dropped the temperatures, and it was 66 degrees in my house. So immediately turned the heat on, and it's been on since then, and probably will go off when I get home today because it's going to warm up. But what about you guys?
Yep, same. Turned the heat on this morning. I mentioned on the Good Morning Show when my husband woke up, I'm sure he wasn't thrilled to find the heat back on, but it was chilly in our house. And it's just that time of year where you don't expect it to be this cold anymore. I saw one commenter here saying he'd already changed out the flannel sheets, thought he was good to go. And then this happened. But I mean, crazier things have happened. We've had snows in late April. Have we had a May snow? I guess Ed would probably know.
Ask Ed about that.
Boy, I'm not aware of that. The latest snow that I have seen in North Carolina, or at least in our neck of the woods, is in mid-April, but I haven't seen snow. Now we have had freezing temperatures in the month of May, the first couple of, I think around May 8th, because it was a record, of course, went down to 32, but I haven't seen snow in the month of May. That would be crazy.
Well, maybe we should do it then. Let's do it this year.
No,
Let's not.
I mean,
Yeah,
Virginia
we're on a
got some
roll.
yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. If it's gonna be cold, like everyone says, might as well do it. All right, let's do it in 2 weeks, Ed. Like towards the
Okay.
end of May, let's get about a couple of inches of snow, and we'll be good. Temperatures in the
crazy.
20s.
No.
Ed's fine. He's going on vacation anyway. So I mean,
Yeah, if it snows June
matter.
2nd, fine, because I'm not going to be here, okay? And if it snows in Florida, I'm just going to really freak out.
we'll all freak out.
Yeah, exactly.
The world might be ending if that's the case. Okay, Stacey, it seems to be a general consensus. Most people turned on their heat again.
Yeah, Alicia said, yes, it's freezing, LOL. Yes, it is. I even have a little sweater in my lap because it's so cold in the studio as well this morning. Jason said, I did just long enough to get ready for work. It was 59 degrees in the house.
Ooh.
What? 59 degrees?
Oh, wow.
I don't think I could even function at that temperature inside. Ashley said she turned on the heaters last night so she wouldn't be freezing this morning. Good idea. Bobby said he did when he got home from work around 5 o'clock last night. And then Scott mentioned he changes the bed sheets every Sunday. I figured it was time to retire the flannel for the season. Then we get into the 30s. Shaking my head, that's North Carolina for you, LOL. Yeah, but like I said, you know, Virginia, places there, like Bristol, got snow yesterday.
Yeah.
Just wild.
Yeah, somebody in the comments said that they got a little bit of snow in Sparta up there in the mountains. So, hey, it happens. Just glad it didn't happen here. That's all I can say. Oh, there it is right there. So there's the picture that Stacy was talking about. That's pretty impressive, and it's accumulating on the elevated surfaces right there on that nice little fence there.
Yeah, that was yesterday, but today, thankfully, it's going to get warmer.
You know, we had a mild winter, so I think this is Mother Nature's way of saying, I'm not quite done with you yet. You've all been through a lot this year. Let me just slide this last thing in.
Exactly. In nature, balance is the name of the game. It's cool right now, but we do have warmer weather on the way, right?
Yes, indeed. Just in time for the weekend, as a matter of fact. It's beautiful, not a cloud in the sky now, but we've got a little baby upper level disturbance that will approach this afternoon and then move through tonight and tomorrow. It is starved for moisture. We're going to put a tiny shower or sprinkle chance in for later today through early tomorrow. But I think for the most part, we're going to stay dry. We will see some clouds start to build later today. Upper 60s today, near 70 tomorrow, but check the weekend. Looking real nice, partly to mostly sunny, and we're looking at mid 70s, and then moisture tries to build back up later Sunday night, and into early next week. It may turn out that the better chance of showers comes our way on Tuesday. We'll be refining that over the next few days, but it's good to know that the temperatures are going to recover a little bit.
Yeah, from this to 80 in the same week.
Yeah.
It's North Carolina for you.
That's it. That's the only way to say it, right?
Wild ride. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here on After GMS. We do this every weekday at 7:45 on the News 2 Facebook page.
Get out there and get to it. Make it a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.